Good morning, everybody. Well, it's the weekend. It's not the greatest time to trade. Usually, I for the most part, I just watch what happens. I'm never normally looking at I'm going to trade this weekend, just because I feel like the power is needed from sort of stocks, forex, all that sort of stuff. You kind of need that for a little bit more certainty. I feel like. You've seen it before. If you ever get a pump, it'll usually get faded. It's not always the case, though. But just to contradict everything I've just said, just having a flick around this morning, as I usually do, early morning. It's a little less early, but it's still pretty early. And there is some setups worthy of an attempt, so I am going to try some today. Now, I'm not that hopeful that they'll continue, and if these trades do work, they're unlikely to sustain more than a 36-hour period. So what I'm saying is, you'll pump if you get the move, it'll happen today, and it'll be faded by tomorrow night. That's normally what happens. If we start rallying and continue to rally throughout Sunday and Sunday night, which is very rare, then you're in for a massive big pump. Now, there have been signs on a lot of charts to think that a pump will be coming anyway now. And the 4 hours are flipping bullish, which previously a lot of them were bearish. So that starts to complement the dailies and the weeklies. And again, I'm just talking roughly overview of the market, because I scour the market, and we do the live streams, to which we're doing one tomorrow night. So let's have a little look at Ethereum, for example. Okay, so Ethereum actually never had a bearish 4 hourly. What we do have here is the golden cross retest, bang, 4 hourly, by the way, all the way up. We had a golden cross form on the simple moving averages, and it liked that too. We took a piece of that, and we're back down to it today. Now that is 4,449. That's where that support lives, and then the next one below it, I'd rather not see it, but just around 4,389. So you got supports around here looking for a potential V-shaped recovery from it, and it wouldn't take long to know if you're wrong, which is why I like this setup. So the golden cross retests on any time frame are usually my preferred ones, because it doesn't take long to know if you're wrong. You get stopped out nice and easy. You don't have to hold on to a horrible position, and you're not guessing as to where the next support will be. If the support's down here, go. It's usually worth getting out. Now we have a red portion of the cloud here, so that goes against the idea of this actually bouncing here or here. That does make it feel a little more bearish, but still, supports are supports, resistances are resistances. And here's another support. So we're down to the 20 and the 21 exponential moving average on the daily. So again, it's a bullish chart, 65% chance of a bounce from here. It's the Bollinger Band strategy stuff, as we all know, is always worth a shot. And look, this is not a moving average I ever count as anything, but if you are super bullish on anything, the 7 simple usually gets a look in, and this is where we are at the moment. So 7 simple this week, that week, and currently now. So we're getting supported on all time frames. So it's for me, it's worth a shot. So thinking about something like XRP, for instance, another bullish chart. So we're bullish here on the weekly, as we all know, above all moving averages, broken out from the descending triangle formation. And you're above all moving averages mostly on the daily, similar to that of Ethereum. 21 exponential at the moment, and the 20 moving average is $2.95-ish area, and no bearish divergence on the way up. We're looking over to the 4 hourly. You also have a golden cross retest as well. So, I mean, it's just one of those things that you could probably pick a million charts out, and you won't see setups like this. I'm not saying this is a 100% success rate. It's absolutely not. But across 3 time frames, 3 main ones that you'd ever really think about: daily, 4 hourly, weekly, they're both bullish. It's all bullish. So we might as well look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin obviously got its fresh golden crosses here and here. Not really getting a look in on this 50 exponential, which makes me feel like it could sink down a little further. 114,000, maybe 113,000. You do have some hidden bullish divergence down here. So Bitcoin is a bullish chart, but not really sitting at any support on the 4 hourly. So it's slightly different. But the daily got the 10 exponential, which is still good and still bullish. So you're bullish on that as well. Again, all time frames are bullish. 7 simple gets a peep as well. But prior to that, we got the 21 and then the 20 over the last 4 weeks. So Bitcoin is still bullish, but there's a chance he might shave a couple of grand off the price before it bounces, which means that those exponentials, they're good on the altcoins that we've looked at, and I'm sure there's many others. I haven't looked at Litecoin. We'll have a look at Litecoin just for a laugh, just because it's on my hot list. Yeah, I mean, that's supported on the 10. That's supported on the 50, but it's a bit hit and miss between the 50 and the 21, so it needs to get a little higher to be actually bullish on that one. Come on, 4 hourly, give me something good. It's a little weak over here as well, so a little weak, but yeah, it is golden crossed here, and surprisingly a weird one over here. And we're floating around the 200 exponential and simple again. So you could probably pick altcoins out of a hat. But I would say go with the strong if you're going to go with anything at all at the moment. Without squandering too much of your precious weekend. Dominance chart sort of basically bearish, but also has a chance that we do get picked up here. Short term on the 4 hourly, fine. Bearish really on the daily, although there is a chance again that we do make another bounce. We've got lots of bullish divergence leading to this level here, so be prepared. But look, it's the opposite of all the other charts. Death crosses across the board, and obviously the weekly hidden bullish divergence with a support that I'd probably be looking for around about 56% dominance. Now, the one thing I like, and I showed it yesterday, is I like that the crypto stocks have started to move up again. Clean Spark, huge pump over this week. So sometimes, that is massive, isn't it? 42% in a week. I like it. This is a decent portion of my pension pot. I think I always talk about my pension. I like my pension, all right? I like managing my pension. But yeah, 42% in a week, that is good stuff, isn't it? That's really good stuff. Coinbase trying to make its way back up. Again, this is a bullish chart. This is the one I wish I had, This is the one. Look at the state of this one. Just generally anyway. Wow. 300% up from the lows. That's the one. Hot 8 mining is the one. Although, just because it has moved down, can it move further? That's the question. I don't know. It's one of those charts where I wish I could go back in time to buy it. I'm not suggesting anybody does buy it, but I'm just pointing these things out. So crypto stocks moving up, that's usually a sign of confidence in the broader markets on crypto as a whole. So it's interesting to see it. Does it cross over into the actual cryptos themselves, or Bitcoin itself? I don't know, but I would probably say that it's a sign of just strength in that type of asset, if you want to call it that. So from an anecdotal perspective, you don't normally see crypto stocks rallying to such dramatic effect and not believe that crypto will follow. So we've established bullish 4 hourlies, dailies and weeklies on a few of these coins. I'm sure there's plenty more out there. I know there are. And we see that crypto stocks are rallying, breaking out basically. A new local high for Hot 8, but mining, sort of structurally sound setup for Coinbase should be going back up to its previous all-time high. I would say should, I'm not saying will. And this one pushing into resistance, but looking hopefully ready for a breakout. I don't know where it will go because this is a series of lower highs the entire way down. But if you were to make a higher high, you might be seeing a significant breakout on this one, but at the moment we're pushing resistance. So I like them all. I like it. I'm relatively confident about how it's going to work out over the next few months now. Changing the goalpost, obviously, from my September peak, but that's only because I'm using the evidence in front of my face. And I'm not selling hopium. I'm not selling hopium to myself. There's still a degree of skepticism about how this is all going to play. But overall, the way things look right now, day to day, week to week, it still looks like it wants to go up. As far as parabolic, huge blow off tops, I don't see any evidence for that. But up, I see evidence for that. Right, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.